Alright, so for today's video, we got a few upgrades. It's not a ton of upgrades, but I think what we've got is definitely going to improve in performance. But you want to go over the upgrades we've got?
Alright, so start off, got some new meats here with the, what is it, RC?
It's the Hardbody Crawler Co.
Yep.
They came out with the Toyota Hardbody. It's blue. So that's what these wheels are. They're pretty nice. They've got the front locking hub, which we thought would be a perfect fit for the Blazer.
The back one. And these are pretty similar to the, 60s Blazers have. Pretty darn close. So that's why we bought them. And these are wrapped in the Swamp Kings.
Yep, the Little Guy Racing Parts Mini Swamp Kings, 57 millimeters. I think they're a little bit bigger than the stock tires.
Just
right?
a hair. Yeah,
right.
just
a hair.
Tread's a little bit taller.
Next thing, we're going to be doing steering links, because if you know, the FMS doesn't have the best steering links. And we're going to be doing a brass servo horn. Both the servo horn and steering links are brass. I think they're the only brass we're going to be adding today. Next things we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the oil shocks. We're going to try that out, but the only shock oil I have is for the Slash, so it's 35 weight. And then we're going to be adding the bumper on it just to protect the body while we're crawling. But yep, that's what we have today, so we're going to go ahead and get to wrenching on this thing. Alright, so he is going to be working on the servo horn and links. Are you going to put the bumper on too?
Yeah,
I guess
I'll put the
you'll do all
bumper
that.
on there.
I'm going to be getting the tires straight and such. And these wheels, we're actually going to have to drill the center out because the hole is too small to fit on the shaft. So I'm going to go ahead, while he's doing this, I'm going to go ahead and start drilling these out. I'm just going to do one to see how it does, and then I'll move on to the others. So I'm going to get to that off camera while he sits here and does that.
That's the tray.
Alrighty, so I am back with the Blazer. We do have it built. We do not have oil shocks in it. We couldn't figure out how to do the O-ring setup for these shocks. So if anybody knows how to do that, definitely comment down below. I would like to figure that out. But honestly, for just the scale, I mean, it's pretty scale, even though it may seem bouncy. It's a little truck, so... But yeah, this truck looks great. The paint along with the wheels, that front four-wheel drive, or not really four-wheel drive, but the front lockers on the front wheels. Man, these wheels really tied into the build with the old look. And then the mini Swamp Kings look really great with it. As you can see there, them things they're so aggressive looking, and they just really tie in with the build. The next thing is we've got our bumper, which is really nice so far. It's done really good. This and the portal axles are really nice on this truck. Plenty of clearance. Maybe, I don't know if we can get a bumper like that for the rear. I don't think we will, just to keep it somewhat classic. But man, this thing is really nice. The next thing is we've got the servo horn and links, steering links, all brass. So we added a little bit of weight. Not too much, but it's plenty for this rig. But yeah, this thing looks great. And I think it's about time to get this thing on the RC course. Alright, so real quick before we get on to the course, another problem I'm having with the Blazer that I want to see if you guys can figure out is sometimes when we're driving this, we'll turn, we'll be driving, and then sometimes it'll stay turned. And that's kind of like where it sits once you, let go of the steering wheel. So like if I turn like this, sometimes I'll let go of the steering wheel and it'll stay like that, almost like that's how it's zeroed out. So if you can let me know down in the comments about that, I'm not too sure. It could be the servo horn, just because it's a 40-tooth servo horn, and they're not very good in terms of rounding out and stuff. They like to round out a lot, especially with the plastic servo horn. It really rounds out quick sometimes. Alright, the next thing is, to get these wheels on, we had to do a lot of work. I wouldn't really say a lot, but we had to do a little bit of work to get it done. So, to begin with, these are fcx24 wheels, so they were made for the fcx24, that's what they fit. Now, they didn't exactly fit this because, one, the axle shaft is a little bit bigger, and the wheel nut is a little bit bigger than the fcx24s. Now, that's where the problem came in. So, to begin with, the actual hole that the shaft would slide onto had to be drilled out so that it fit around the shaft. And then we had to take these hubs off the front, and I don't think we had to do it in the rear, but we had to drill out the center a little bit just to get the wheel nut to fit on so that they would go on all the way. So it took a little bit of work. It was kind of scary, especially with these wheels. They're kind of expensive, but they're definitely worth it. But they've turned out great. They fit good. The only thing is you do have to watch out because these hubcaps sometimes will come off if they're not tight. So you definitely got to be careful with that. But other than that, let's hurry up and get on the course. Alright, so here we are. I've got it in first gear. Let's see how it does. So we have decided that this is going to be our kind of beater body. So if it gets scratched up, it's fine, but we're not going to purposely scratch it up, just to keep it nice for now until we can get one for show. Pretty good. It's a little top heavy with that hard body, but I mean it pulls right through the course. This is where the bed topper, the camper shell is really going to help, is in the declines. As you can see there, it's going to keep that rear end down, keep it from hopping up when going down. There we go. It really went over that and no problem at all. So there's what I'm talking about. So I'm not even turning, and the steering is turned. Sometimes it'll do it a little more than that, sometimes it won't. So comment down below what you think that is and how I can change that or fix that. Alright, so we'll go back this way and see how it does. My steering is a little off because of, what we were just talking about. See if we can get through. This thing is a very good slow crawl, even with the added weight in the stock motor. There we go. Very beautiful slow crawl. No problem. I really like the stock shocks on these FMSs. They're pretty good. Definitely have some good travel too. This is going to be a harder part for the Blazer just because it is so top heavy. Let's see if we can get this kind of first try. It's looking like we are a little stuck. Let's see if we can bump it in second. Just having a bit of a hard time. Reset her. Set her back over here so we can get a good line. There we go. We're getting there. Can we get it? Come on, just a little further. Ooh, let's see if we can back up. There we go. Beautiful. Man, that thing just was really good in the sun. Alright, so as you can see, there was no problem getting over and back on the course. Did pretty good, a little top heavy, which is to be expected. It is a hard body. But other than that, it's got plenty of grip. And then I think it's got the perfect amount of weight for this thing. And travel. I really don't think it needs any more travel. But we'll throw it on the ramp and see how it does. Alrighty, so here we are at the ramp. We'll see how it does. It should be dry. It will not go up it if it's dry. No problem at all. As you can see, I'm not even turning. And the wheels are turned. Oh, there it is. Sliding a little bit. It'll drive right up that if it wants to. But boom, as you can see, no problem at all. We'll go ahead and set it on the side. See how this does even with the wheels the way they are. Sliding a little bit. We can easily counteract that with steering. So it's sliding a little bit, but I mean, we can keep it turned and it does pretty good. Rear end sliding down. Got a little bit of body roll, as you can see there. See if I can get a good shot of it. Definitely a little bit of body roll, but so far so good. The oil shocks would definitely help in this area, keeping it from rolling as much. The shocks would technically be just a little bit stiffer. That and it'll keep it from being as bouncy and such. But yeah, so far so good. I really like the tires. Even with the hard body, this thing just does not care about the course. It goes right over it. Sometimes you can get the right line here. Sometimes it struggles. But I think it really depends on the driver. I do have to say the course is a little messed up right now. It fell down a little bit. But, I mean, as you can see, it just doesn't care. It just goes. Alrighty, man, that was a great run for this truck. I really like this truck. It does really good. The steering thing is really just something that can be a little irritating. But, I mean, I've learned to kind of, you know, drive with it, which kind of sucks because you do have to keep it turned when you're driving. And if you let go, well, you turn. But other than that, I mean, such a great truck. The tires are really good on this. They definitely work really good with the hard body and just the little bit of weight it's got. They fit on the wheels really good, really nicely. They went together. The wheels look great. When we bought the wheels, we thought they were a little bit different in color. So when we got them in, they were not exactly the color we wanted, but we put them on there to see, and man, do they look good. It's definitely a different look with that color, but they still look pretty great. The bumper on it, obviously, as you could see through that run, gave us plenty of clearance. It's barely even scratched up. We've ran it a bunch with this bumper on there, and it's just doing really good. The next thing is, I love the FMS portals. That was not an upgrade. That's obviously stock with the truck, but they just do so good and give you so much clearance. I do have to say, for a hard body truck and it being so big and tall, it did really good in the one area where where it kind of got stuck, where it got caught on the belly, I think it was, on the big rock. It did pretty good over there. Usually something like this will not even try and go over that, but this thing just did great. The next thing is the front end weight. I think really helped keep that front end down. Obviously, it did really good on the ramp. I'm very happy with the performance on the ramp. I don't know the exact angle of the ramp, but it's a pretty decent angle. I wish I could get maybe an angle finder, or get one of the, I don't remember what they're called, but the little testing station for these. It's wooden. I would like to get one of those sometime, but I don't know. We'll see what the channel brings us. But yeah, enough talk about this truck. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I don't know if we're gonna have any more upgrades for this. If we do, it'll probably be like a motor and such, a new body maybe. We'll see what body we get, whether it's orange and white or maybe a different color, not too sure, because I think some of the other bodies would definitely work with these wheels. But man, what an awesome truck. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the notification bell for more updates maybe on this truck, more updates on that truck, and more updates on every other truck we've got. And I'll see you guys in the next video.